And good afternoon, good evening, good morning. My name is Christian Moreno. I am a Senior Vice President with Lockton Dunning Benefits here in Dallas, Texas, presented to CFMA several times over the last, 10 years or so, and it's a pleasure to be back with you. I want to take a step back in time just a little bit. January 2020. Everybody remember that? That was before all this craziness began. You should be seeing a fantastic visual of a rolling wave on the screen right now, and as you look at that, that to me is a metaphor for what we went through over the course of the last 16 months. That wave started as a clinical issue. Everyone was asking, well, what does the disease do? What is the virus doing? What does COVID-19 really mean to us, our business, our people? And so from a resource perspective, we were putting our doctors to work. We were asking the clinical questions and trying to give customers like yourself advice about what this actually meant. And from there, it became an actuarial question. What did it mean to the math of the medical plans? How many claims would come through? How many wouldn't? And from there, we ended up in a labor question. COBRA, how many people would lose their jobs? What did it mean for access to benefits for employees who were either furloughed or ended up on COBRA? And from there, it became, how do we normalize? How do we begin to run our businesses in light of all of this new information? And so this wave crashed over all of us, and in varying degrees, we all rode that wave differently, depending on the business we were in and depending on the effects that that had to our employee population and their dependents. So as we take a step back in time and look at where we've come from in the healthcare cost continuum, no presentation of any kind that's of any quality can kick off without a very complex healthcare equation slide. Am I right or am I right? So let's take a look at this slide in the context of your business. Healthcare breaks down quite simply into supply side and demand side. How much care are your employees demanding? And then from the supply side, what network do we access? Well, we see a significant likelihood for most self-insured plan sponsors of a return to normal, and likely the additional experience and additional claims that were avoided during COVID coming back. What we don't know is the severity of those, how much care was avoided, and was there any worsening of the condition during that time? So the takeaway here is dysfunctional stop-loss markets can come in and become much more functional if groups pool together. But you want to evaluate them, look at the perils, and understand the risks before you sign on the dotted line. But before we move on captives, I thought it'd be really helpful to put a visual representation of what we're dealing with. Captives have all this complexity, and we've spent the last couple of minutes talking it through, so let's just boil it down. You've got fully insured plans, and you have self-insured plans. There is simple math that applies to whether or not you're self-insured or fully insured, and that is the law of large numbers. The central limit theorem applies, and the larger you get, the more risk you can take because the losses are predictable, right? Historical claims are a predictor of future claims. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I look forward to seeing you all in person, hopefully very soon, if not at the National Conference in 2022. If you have any questions or want additional detail on anything presented here today, please feel free to reach out to me directly. My information is available from anyone at CFMA National.